are you having up dog later?
What?
You having up dog later?
Sure.
Do
What?
are you gonna get some up dog later?
I don't know what that means.
What means?
Up dog.
What do you mean?
What did you just say?
Like what's up dog?
This is the joke.
Like what's up dog?
Yes, what's up dog?
What's up dog?
Oh.
I told him, I warned him that I was gonna say some type of funny
Yes, you
joke.
did.
I felt for the first time. Look at that. There are people.
Yes.
There's people everywhere, Danny.
Not on the moon.
Not on the moon.
Not on the moon. There's no people on the moon right now. Just saying. None of us have people on the moon. Not specifically to Danny.
Okay, we have to sing the opening song. Are you ready?
Okay.
Going first on the repeat after me. Yes? You know that?
Yes.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hinei matov u'manayim achim gam yachad.
Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is, that was very good. It is wonderful to see all of you here this morning. My name is Rabbi Asher Knight, and I have Cantor Mary Rebecca Thomas, who is right here. I think many of you already know her. And of course, we have Danny. Danny is going to be leading us on our Shabbat morning services this morning. And this is, when I say leading us in our Shabbat morning service, I really mean that. That this is not a performance. This is not like any sort of performative act. This is an opportunity for us as a congregation, as a community, to have a Shabbat morning worship experience that we are all participating in. And what I also mean by that is that there are opportunities for us to all participate. On the screens that are on either side of the ark, you're going to see the words of the prayers. And whenever Danny is leading in Hebrew or in English, we're invited to participate. When we're singing, if you don't know the words of the tune and the melody, you can sing a la la or la la, or that all works.
It's very Jewish.
Very Jewish to do. But in addition to all of that, whenever Danny's leading us in English, we read along and participate in the service. If you feel more comfortable actually also following along in a book, underneath your seats, there is a magical prayer book, I promise. And if you were to open up that prayer book, you will find that the page numbers that are on the lower right-hand side of the screen match the page numbers in the prayer book, and you can follow along in the prayer book, and you can follow along of course, on the screen. And if you find yourself getting lost in the prayer book, my advice is to turn the page, okay? That's probably where we are. What I also want to encourage you to do is to turn to your neighbors and to be able to say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are around us. Shalom is our prayer. It's our greatest prayer that we have, for a prayer for peace and wholeness. And Shabbat is a recognition that we get to take this moment in time to be together in a unique way. So we're going to practice that. Before you turn to anyone else, we're going to practice that. There are people who are watching at home this morning, and there's cameras in the back of the sanctuary. And I want to invite you to we're all going to turn around and wave to the cameras and say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are at home. So you can do that right now. Say Shabbat Shalom. That was great. And that is good practice for saying Shabbat Shalom to the people who are around you. So I want you to turn to the north, the south, the east, the west, in all different directions, and say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are around you.
Yeah. Dan, the reason I'm moving your boat, the reason I'm sliding your boat, is because I want to keep you in line with the mic. Okay. Because it's going to pick you up better right in line. Actually,
We continue with the words of Elohai Neshama, thanking God for our souls. Elohai, Elohai Neshama, Elohai, Elohai Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorahi, Tehorahi. Ata virata, ata yisarta, ata nefata, nefata hi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi Tehorahi, Tehorahi. Beata Mishamera, Beata Mishamera. Mishamera, Mishamera bihirbi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama. Shenatata bi Tehorahi, Tehorahi.
Later in the service, we'll be singing the prayer Mihamoha. This prayer is a celebration of freedom that the children of Israel sang at the shore of the Sea of Reeds after escaping Pharaoh's army. Some of the words in the prayer are quoted directly from the Torah, and they are an expression of amusement and gratitude to God and the miracle that they are free. One of the lines that stands out to me in Mihamoha says, with a new song, inspired at the shore of the sea. This is interesting because the children of Israel made up a new song right on spot as soon as they tasted freedom. That they experienced something amazing. They experienced great joy, and they just burst out into song. In a lot of musicals and movies, when something happy or dramatic happens, the characters also burst out into song. In this way, Mihamoha kind of reminds me of a musical. I mean, can't you imagine all the Israelites just singing the same words? Musical theater can help us learn about our experience and the different kind of human emotions. Theater can teach us about ourselves, life, and just being a person. Theater can also help us learn and to connect with others. When people don't know how to learn or to understand their emotions or how other people might feel, it can lead to a lot of misunderstandings and negative consequences. Prayer, just like musical theater, is designed to help us learn about being a human being. When we pray, we learn about who we are and just offer thanks to God, showing respect, appreciation, and love.
Yahweh.
la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said. And the light we blinded we saw, the inner and outer words are one. As you spoke and we wrote, you reached you down the centuries, your light moving before us, as we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, Bechol levavcha uvkol nafshecha, uvkol meodecha. Vehayu hadivarim ha'elem, asher anohim esavecha, ayom al levavecha. Veshinantam levanecha, vedibartam bam, beshivteha beveteha, ufleteha vaderech, ufshopeha ufkumeha, ufshartam leot al yadeha, vehayu letotafot beineneha, uftatam al mizuzot beiteha, uvishareha, leman tiskeru, va'asitet et kol mitzvotai, vitem kedoshim lelohehem. Anim Adonai Elohehem, asher hanotzeti otem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lahem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem. You stayed long enough in this place, God said. Time to go forward. Turn your face into the future. Believe you can cross the sea and survive. Inside you is a Moses. Within you, Miriam dances, unafraid to lift up your voice and sing a new song. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha ner barak kodesh, nora tehilot osei feleh, nora tehilot osei feleh.
שירה חדשה שימחו גאולים לשמך שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו
אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד יאי לי
ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ופדחנו ממך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות, שמו קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Adorah El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Sonei Hakol V'Zoher Chasdei Avot Imahot U'Mevi Gula V'Nehem L'man Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Abraham B'tzrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Hakol Atah Rak Le'Hoshia Mashif HaRuach U'Marit HaGashem Mechayel Hayim B'Chesed Mechayei Hakol B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Nofelim V'Rofei Cholim U'Matir Asurim U'Mechayei Me'unato Lishnei Me'afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot U'Midol Elach Melech Memid U'Mechayeh U'Matzliach Yeshua V'Ne'eman Atah L'Hayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת.
מקדשי מקדשי שביעי
Shabbat.
כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך
שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת.
והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו
Shabbat.
חמדת ימים אותו קראת
שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת.
זכר למעשה בראשית
שבת.
זכר למעשה בראשית
שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת. ישמחו למלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת מחורי עוני שבת.
ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
We now take time for silent prayer. Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Uya Aseh Shalom Aleinu. Be'al Israel. Be'al Kol Yoshbei Tevel. Ve'imru. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Israel, Ve'al Kol Yoshbei Tevel, V'imru. Amen.
We come now to Seder Kriyat Torah Shabbat, the service for the reading of the Torah on Shabbat morning. Our Torah scroll is kept in an ark. And what's interesting is that the Torah scroll is never meant to live in the ark. The Torah scroll is just resting in the ark, waiting for us to take it out and to live with it and to experience it in the world. And so we're going to sort of wake up the Torah. And we're going to wake up the Torah, and we're going to ask the Torah to help wake us up to the realities in the world and to the world in which we want to live. We're going to wake up the Torah and remind the Torah, if you will, of the generations of the people who have held it and held it fast, who have passed it lador vador from generation to generation to make sure that it is possible to go into Danny's arms and to the arms of all young people in our community with whom we know that the future of our people and the future of our faith is strong. We take the Torah out of the ark as a sacred reenactment of an experience that happened thousands of years ago and continues to happen each and every week in our community. And so there are a lot of people who are involved in this sacred reenactment, and I want to invite them forward. Samantha Myler and Jamie Brown, you are coming to up here, behind us right here to the ark. And you're going to help wake up the Torah first, okay? You can handle. Everything okay? Okay, great. Come on up. Okay, great. Oh, okay, sorry. Great. Stay right there. Hold on for 1 second. All right. Jacob, sorry, Danny, turn around for 1 second. All right, hold on for a second. I had to get that right. Okay, good. All right. That was for your mom. Okay. Danny, what I'd like you to do is to go stand right in front with Cantor Thomas. Great. And to join Danny is to have his mom, Emily, and his father, Fernando, if you'll come forward. And then also to help pass the Torah, lador vador from generation to generation, Judy Neidenberg, Jennifer Rubin, Nori Brown, Alan Sherman, Matthew Moore, if you will come forward. Oh, we did it. Okay. Got in line. Getting sometimes Jewish people into a line is really hard. It takes a lot of herding. All right, so here what we're going to do now is, the only people we are missing are all of you. I'm going to ask you to please stand as we remove the Torah from the ark.
Daniel, I have been a cantor at this synagogue for 11 years. And I can say that it has not ever once happened that I know every single person in the Torah pass. So when I say the words that I'm about to say, it's like with a first-hand experience. So Danny, I'm going to ask you to step down off the bima and take a moment, and you can walk over there if you need to, and look into the eyes of every single person who is here. They're not going to stand in a line like this again. They won't be gathered just like this. And these beautiful people represent all of the people who have helped to shape your life and helped to make you who you are. They represent the generations of your family, and they represent friends who are close to you and help bring you joy and help you learn how to be the awesome young man that you are. So people have been pouring love into you from before ever you were born. And it's our privilege to pass this Torah into your arms through the generations of friends and of your family into your arms so that you can take the lessons and the wisdom and the ethical and moral teachings and carry them with you throughout your life, always. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Ki kadosh Adonai.
Yeah, great. We're not doing two Torahs. Sorry about that. But you did really great. Thank you very much. Closing that door can be a hard job.
Do you have anybody undressing?
No, it's us. It's us. That's us. That's yours.
Thanks for helping.
My pleasure. Two pages at once?
Okay.
Great. Let me see. Wait till we get started, okay? Slow. Super loud.
Please raise your hand if you have a sibling. Thank you. You can put your hand down. Now raise your hand if you ever had a disagreement with a sibling. Thanks. As you can see, many people have had disagreements with siblings. We all know that people don't always agree with each other. Sometimes those disagreements can be very difficult. My Torah portion, Vayishlach, comes from the book of Genesis. It takes place 20 years after Jacob and Esau parted ways due to a major disagreement. Actually, Jacob stole Esau's birthright and blessing, but their disagreement was so bad that Esau said he was going to kill Jacob, and so Jacob ran away. The Torah explains that they reunite in Seir. Both of them had married and had families of their own. Jacob sent a gift to Esau, telling Esau that he was coming home. Esau came to meet Jacob and his family, but Esau did not come alone. He came with 400 men. 400 men is a very big group of people to meet Jacob and his family. As you might have imagined, Jacob got scared and he thought that he and his family were going to be killed. So he separated his family into 2 groups so that if one group died, the other one would have a better chance of escaping. After dividing his family, Jacob spent the night alone. The Torah tells us that in the middle of the night, Jacob was wrestling with a shadowy figure. The text is not clear of whom Jacob was wrestling with. Some say he was wrestling with God, or angels, or Esau, or himself, and what he had done. According to the story, neither Jacob or the shadowy figure won. Jacob heard himself, and the shadowy figure gave him his new name, which is Yisrael or Israel. The name Israel means one who wrestles with God. Judaism has always taught us that there is more than one way to look at a solution. We are all wrestlers. We wrestle with ideas, personal relationships, with questions, or how we live in the world. Wrestling is something that we all do. Sometimes the disagreements with people, including siblings, yes, I know Sophia. Sophia and I have been known to disagree once or twice, every hour. I had to admit, every often Sophia is right. Was that hard to admit? Well, a little. But we all know that different opinions are okay. Wrestling with ideas is good. It's not that we disagree that matters. What matters is that we are thoughtful about our opinions and the kind of ways that we disagree with each other. When Jacob and Esau finally met, they hugged, made up, cried, and Jacob and Esau both realized they did not want to hurt each other anymore. Even if they disagreed, they found common grounds, and their old disagreements did not define them anymore. As the old joke goes, 2 Jews, 3 opinions. Shabbat Shalom.
For the first Aliyah, I'd like to invite forward Judy Neidenberg, Jennifer Rubin, Blanca Cecilia Mansour, Lena Lopez, and Juliana Lopez.
I need a second. Hang on.
Come on up. Sorry. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Wait. You need to hold the microphone. You have to hold it close. Exactly. But hold it close. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Is that all right?
Santo de bendición, tu presencia llena la creación. Has iluminado este camino con la sabiduría del Torah, dándosela al pueblo judío como su camino particular. Bendito eres tú, misericordioso, que das Torah al pueblo judío.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen.
Vayishlach Yaakov malachim lefana el Eitzav alhiv artsa seir sedei Edom Vayitzav otam lemor ko tomerun ladoni le'esav ko amar avdeha Yaakov im lavan garti va'ehar ad ata Vayihi li shor v'hamor Som be'eved v'shivha v'yeshleha lehagid ladoni limsohein be'inechad.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natah b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen.
Santo de bendición, tu presencia llena la creación. Esta Torá es una enseñanza de verdad completa y equilibrada, y de ella proviene la vida eterna para las personas que la abrazan. Bendito eres tú, misericordioso, que das esta Torá al pueblo judío.
Amen.
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 So we say in our Jewish tradition, we say Yasher Koach. So everyone say Yasher.
Yasher
Say Koach.
Koach.
Put that together, say Yasher Koach.
Yasher Koach.
We say Yasher Koach, which means in these parts we say keep up the strength, or in Charlotte we say keep pounding. And we say keep up the strength for honoring Shabbat and honoring the Torah, for raising beautiful families, and for, of course, being here to support Danny on his bar mitzvah this Shabbat morning. And so we're going to ask you to do the next very difficult thing, I know. It's to give him a very big hug, and then go stand on the other side of Cantor Thomas. Okay, so come on over and give. Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's like just going in for it.
I was trying to get out of the way of the hug. So if he'll come sit over there. Exactly. And for the second aliyah, I invite forward Emily and Fernando.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch
Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim Benatan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Vayashuvu Hamalahim El Yaakov Lemor Banu El Ahiha Esav Vegam Hulei Likrateha Ve'arba Meot Ish Imo Vayira Yaakov Meot Vayitzer Lo Vayahat Et Atam Asherito Vietasom Vietabakar V'hagemalim lishnei mahano. Vayomer im yavo Esav el hamahane ha'ahat v'hikahu v'haya hamahane hanisha lifleta.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Nota B'tochenu Baruch Ata Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. And we say Yasher Koach.
Yasher
For
Koach.
keeping up the strength, for raising a beautiful family in our community, for honoring Shabbat and Torah every single day of your lives. Give him a huge hug. All right.
Daniel, Simon, Lopez, it's our privilege to call you to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. Yamot, Daniel, Shimon, Ben Chana, Gitel, Fernando, ha bar mitzvah la aliyah la Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayomer Yaakov Elohei Avi Avraham Ve'Elohei Avi Yitzhak Adonai Ha'omer Elai Shulerteha Umolateha Ve'etiva Ima Katomti Mikol Hahasadim ומכל האמת אשר עשית את ידך, כי במקלי עברתי את הירדן הזה, אשר ואתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא מיד אחי מיד עשיו, כי הרי אנוכי אותו, פן יבוא והיכני אם על בנים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורה אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. And we say it loud, Yesher Koach. For honoring Shabbat and Torah in our community, for becoming a bar mitzvah in our community, for all the ways in which you live with the learning of Torah, with the spiritual life that you have, with the good deeds that you have done, in the ways that you live out the values of the Torah each and every day. Yesher Koach, what a beautiful, beautiful job. Thank you. You guys can be seated. Each and every week as we have the Torah out, we think of those in our community who are in need of healing. And we're going to place their names onto the screens right now. These are people who members of our community have asked us to keep in our prayers. And some of them are in hospital rooms, and some of them are at home and with long-term illnesses. And it's always a reminder when we have the Torah out that there might be people in our own lives for whom we are thinking about who are in need of healing of mind and body and spirit and soul. And so to adding to the names that are on our own list, I'd like us to also add the names of people that we're thinking about on this Shabbat morning. And as my eyes go around the congregation, I invite you to say either out loud or even silently in your own heart people that you're thinking about, whether they're related to you or friends that you have who you know who are also in need of additional prayers of healing this morning. Please say their names out loud or in your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Rafecha Cholim, blessed are you, O God, who supports and comforts those in need.
Mi shebebeirach avotenu mechor haberacha le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor haberacha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
invite forward someone who's been ready to come up here all morning long. Sophia, are you ready? Come on up. And invite the congregation to please stand. Oh, sorry. Oh, and Josh Brown, if you'll come forward. You've also been ready all morning long. All morning long. Come on over. And we lift and dress the Torah.
Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Yai lai lai la la la, yai lai lai la la la, yai lai lai, yai lai, yai lai la la la, yai lai lai la la la, yai lai lai la la la. Ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai la la lai, la la lai la la lai la la lai, ya lai la 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 lai, ya lai la la lai, ya lai la la lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai lai la la lai, ya lai lai la la lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai lai la la lai, ya lai lai la la lai. Ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai la la lai, la la lai la la lai la la lai, ya lai la 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai la la lai, ya lai lai la la lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai lai, ya lai.
On a day like today, I am thankful to the many different people, including my family and friends, who have traveled near and far to be here today. Thank you to my teachers, tutors, clergy, and Rabbi Knight for encouraging me to be proud of my Judaism and helping me prepare for today. I am especially thankful to be standing on the bema today with Karen Mary, who has been like a second mother to me and a family friend throughout my life. Thank you, Karen Mary, for your support and help. I especially want to thank my besties, Jojo and Abby. You have always had my back to help me find solutions to life challenges. I am so thankful to have such good friends, and I can't wait to open that coffee shop in France with you. Abuelita, gracias por venir desde Colombia. Estoy muy feliz de que estés aquí, celebrando mi bar mitzvah y compartiendo en familia. Te amo. Grandma Judy, I love the times we saw Broadway shows together, shopping at the mall, and the many memories we've created. I am so happy you moved down here to Charlotte and that we get to have you so close by. Thank you, Sophia, for being my partner in crime. I appreciate the way you love piano, video games, and sports. I love that we can laugh together and play pranks on Mommy and Poppy. Oh, I should not have said that. Sophia, I love how you like to play pranks on Mommy and Poppy. Poppy, thank you for always being there for me. I love the times we spend together, and I miss you whenever you're traveling for work. I feel so lucky to have a dad that makes me feel loved and safe. Mommy, you are always available to talk to me about whatever happening in my life. You give great advice, especially when I'm stressed. I love watching TV shows and movies with you on the weekend. Thank you for your constant love and support. I love you, Mommy and Poppy. Please join me on the Bima.
Daniel Simon.
Didi.
Dilo.
Danny Lopez, superstar.
My goodness, where have the past 13 years gone? It feels like we blinked and now we're here celebrating your bar mitzvah. You love to tell us this means you'll be driving in just 3 years. We prefer to think about it in terms of what it means for the present moment. Today is a symbol of entering Jewish adulthood. You have just chanted from the Torah, which you have been studying for months. You have privileges in the eye of religion, but also responsibilities. Well, I won't try to say them in Hebrew, loosely translated. You are responsible for showing respect, care, and kindness to all within our home, through our community, and also to yourself. You are responsible for being trustworthy, both as an individual and role model for others, in particular, your little sister. Lastly, you are responsible for being a steward of the earth, living in a better place than we have found.
D, although those are quite a few responsibilities, we are not at all concerned about your ability to meet them because you've been doing so much of that for quite a long time now. From a very young age, you have always been quite empathetic and caring. In elementary school, you were the only person in your class to ask to sit next to a child with a lot of special needs. You told your teacher you knew it was hard for that child and that you wanted to help. Today, you are a wonderful friend to so many. People sense that you really care, and they care for you in return.
You are also an outstanding role model, in particular for Sophia. We know how much your sister looks up to you and learns from all the cool things you do, and we love to see how you teach and show her how great she can be just by following a few simple steps.
We are exceptionally proud of your sense of contributing to the community. During your Mitzvah project, you combined your love of baking with your desire to help others less fortunate than you. You baked and sold cookies and have made a substantial contribution to Our Bridge for Kids. To be honest, part of what touches my heart the most is the knowledge that your cooking prowess has come down to you through me from Grandpa Danny. You have an impressive ability to create in the kitchen. And I know Grandpa Danny would be so thrilled to know you.
Not only can you cook and bake, but you're a true Renaissance man, Danny. You can draw and paint. You have a sense of style. You love interior design, and you are a performer. When you're on a stage, people can't take their eyes off of you. Actually, you come from a family of artists, painters, and architects, so it's easy to understand where your abilities come from. Your talents and appreciation for the arts shine through in all you do. We're particularly proud of the way you have dedicated your time over these past few months, not only to preparing for your bar mitzvah, but for your role as Nigel in Matilda last weekend. Not many people could do one of those things as beautifully as you have, not to mention both.
Dee, you also inherited an exceptional sense of direction from the Neidenberg side of the family. You have a remarkable ability to know where you are and how to find the best way, and that will definitely come in handy when you're driving in a few years. That, plus your never-ending curiosity for travel and discovery, will undoubtedly be helpful when you, Jojo, and Abby open that cafe in Paris. To be clear, we fully expect the friends and family discount. Sure.
Dee, you are an exceptional friend. You care about your friends and are always there to celebrate the wins and help lift them up when they are working through a challenge. You are authentic, and people feel that about you. The number of people here cheering you on today is evidence of the connections you make with people and the way you carry those connections in your day-to-day.
Lastly, Dee, you are uniquely you. You have always had your own sense of style and perspective. You are fiercely determined to accomplish the goals you've set out in front of yourself. Lots of things aren't always easy for you, yet you work so hard to accomplish your own goals. Dee, you are resilient, strong, and have built a set of tools that you can access to handle life's inevitable curveballs. Your independence and strength in this way is something we both admire. Together, we offer this prayer for you. Elohei v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu.
Our God and God of our ancestors.
We rejoice at the privilege of presenting our son Daniel for bar mitzvah before your holy ark and Torah. We are grateful to you for enabling us to raise Daniel to this proud day. We are grateful to you for being at our side, guiding and sustaining us through these years of growth. Amen.
Amen.
Please rise. Daniel, you have blessed every single person in this room today with your leadership. You bless most of the people in this room on a daily basis with your kindness and your generosity. And it's our turn to offer you words of blessing. You've taught us so ably about your Torah portion, and as I was thinking about it, and the fact that Jacob spent that night wrestling with an angel, right? You talked about it a little bit. One of the things that happens at the end of this night, where he just doesn't relent, right? Like it was a struggle. They were evenly matched. And at the very end of the night, before he wakes up, before this wrestling is over, Jacob says, "But before you go, will you bless me?" And this angel, this man, this experience that he had that was his adversary, actually ended up being the thing that gave him blessing, that changed his name and enabled him to be Israel. So, Daniel, you have many things that are easy for you in your life. Many, many things that other people watch you do, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And they're easy for you. And you have things that are hard for you. And that's true of your friends, and that's true of your parents, and that's true of me, and it's true of Rabbi Knight. We all have our own easy things and hard things. And what is so incredible about you, Danny, is that you never, like Jacob, never back down from the struggle. And through that hard work, through bringing who you are to the things that are hard and the things that are easy, you have the ability to bless yourself, but also to create blessing for others. And you did that today, and we're just so proud of you. Okay, we have a part to play. We're going to practice 3 words in Hebrew. We're going to repeat after me. Cain, Yehi, Ratzon. Let's put them together. Cain, Yehi, Ratzon. And this means, may this be God's will. I'm going to offer a blessing in Hebrew. Rabbi Knight will offer then that same blessing in his own words in English. And after the English, we'll reply, Cain, Yehi, Ratzon. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you. Cain, Yehi, Ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's radiance and light shine upon you and be gracious to you. Cain, Yehi, Ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Danny, may God walk with you each and every day of your life. And may God bless you with the words of shalom, of peace, and shlemut, of wholeness. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May this be God's blessing and prayer. Amen.
Amen.
We continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach that are found on the screen.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu koreim, umishachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamelachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, ushemo, ushemo, ushemo echad.
Please be seated. At this time, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts as our own. Our community is in a period of Shloshim, the first 30 days after the deaths of Howard Brody, Edward Tedson Hesburgh, Martin Markowitz, Tim Martin, whose funeral is this Sunday, Louise Rose, and Philip Brown Tart. We mark with sympathy and sadness the yard sites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Marjorie Abrams, Danya Berman, Seymour Blitz, I.D. Blumenthal, Fred Brackus, Sadie Brightman, Jeanette R. Breyer, Florence Brodsky, Margaret Higgins Bryan, Benno Chait, Anita Hanna Korn, Harry Finnerman, Gerald Feldman, Suzanne Friedlander, Joan Geiger, Ruth Ginsburg, Alan Gordon, Daniel Green, Lillian Ruth Hardis, Littman Henschel, Ermegard Hersman, Philip Jakobowitz, Sophie Kafka, Fanny Barker Katzen, Abraham Chalefsky, Joseph Knocken, Alex B. Cohn, Florence Lieberman, Elsie London, Hattie Smith Maliver, Hyman Mandelbaum, Lillian Fleet Mendelson, Harold D. Mendelson, Stan Myers, Eli Montezonis, Emery Morris, Beatrice Mustow, Sharon Newman, Clara Notrica, Morris Oxer, Eleanor Plotkin, Emma Laura Reese Quinn, Paul Raff, Francis Esther Reich, Eric Reitman, Molly Roseman, Frida Sadinsky, Roz Sadinsky, Mary Saul, Emily Satin, Richard Sauter, Megan Saye, Edith Scharf, Red Silber, Evelyn Simon, Burton Simons, Carol E. Smith, Pearl Topman, Lynn Werner, Abraham Wittes, Robert Leland Witten, Eric Wolf, John Weissmuller, Nathan Samuel Yesowich, and Barbara Zimmerman. Danny's family wishes to remember on this day Daniel Neidenberg, Herman Dario Lopez, Elsie Neidenberg, Miriam Prince, Milton Prince, Nicholas Manzi, Mauricio Jaramillo. You remember as well all who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust, our American servicemen and first responders who gave their lives for our freedoms, and those who died defending the state of Israel. We rise as one congregational family to recite the words of Kaddish Yakom, the Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 598. Yitkadal vayitkadash shemei rabbah. Ve'alma divrachu te v'amlich malchute. B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye zechol Beit Yisrael. B'gala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen.
I invite Danny to come back over here with his immediate family and coming up. And as they are heading on their way, we're of course going to say Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov at the end of the services. And also just want to remind you of a few things happening within our community. Hanukkah is coming. Prepare yourselves. Sunday, December 18th, the porch is going to be hosting the Southern Fried Hanukkah. We have Shabbat Hanukkah services where everyone are going to bring their Hanukkah and the lights. We have lots of things Hanukkah related, and so invite you to look at our website to find all things Hanukkah that you want to participate in. Also, we have an Israel trip that's coming up. The last informational session is on Sunday, tomorrow, December 11th at 11:15. And we have two exciting congregational programs to just remind you about. One is that Rabbi Erdheim on February 3rd and 4th is going to have her installation here as a new rabbi in our community. We are excited. And also an awesome announcement about our 80th anniversary as a congregation. We've decided to have an 80s dance. And so for our 80th anniversary, we're having an 80s dance party. There's going to be probably lots of hairspray and other things included. And registration details are coming soon. And also don't forget the Jewish Federation of Greater Charlotte's main event that's happening on Thursday, January 19th. We have ABC News Nightline anchor Juju Chang, who's going to talk about her journey to Judaism and her Jewish identity and discuss the historical parallels between Asian hate and anti-Semitism, jewishcharlotte.org. Yes. Sorry, Cantor?
And as we prepare to conclude, we sing the words of Shehechianu.
Yes.
Thanking God for all having experienced this beautiful service this morning and having been together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Wine, or in this case, grape juice, is our symbol of joy. We have lots of joy today, and we sanctify this Shabbat with lots of the joy of today.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim.
And we say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov to you.
Thank you so much.
Mazel Tov. Really great. He is really so great. Oh yeah, no. I know. He did.